For store 532, customer Richards. We are here today to look at their oven cabinet. There's a couple of different things that are going on with it. Now, one of the things that I'll just go ahead and mention is that the homeowner did install the appliance himself into these oven cabinet. And there were a couple of different issues that we did run into. One is that this top door right here, when we do place this door up here where the hinge marks are, even if we do place it at the highest hinge market right there, as you can see, and I'm going to try and hold the door pretty steady for us. We only have a small reveal on the top, so we're not able to go up much. And as far as this placement, we can see that we do have about a 1/4 of an inch overlap at the bottom right down here. So that is where the issue is landing with the upper doors, with the upper doors being just a tad bit too long. Again, we don't really have much room to go up. We only have your standard about a 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch going upwards. It's actually tighter of a space than what we do see here, because as you can see, these cabinets were adjusted down. So again, it may make up a little bit of the difference just to adjust it up. However, it is not going to make up the 1/4 inch difference that we are seeing here. Now, at the bottom of the drawer over here, there are a couple of things that are going on. So one, as I mentioned, the homeowner did install this himself. So we do have a couple of bent marks. One is right here, a little bit of damage here, and a little bit of damage here. Now, what it does end up looking like is that this damage here is pushing this side down by about a 1/16 of an inch, which is where we are getting the issue of this drawer not being able to close fully without touching the actual trim kit there. Now, because that area is bent, you can see here, and this part was completely disconnected. I don't know if you can hear that, but this is not screwed in right now. This part was completely disconnected, actually hanging out. When I did arrive, we ended up putting it back in. However, and I'm not sure if you could see this here, but you may have to go ahead and look at some of the pictures. But right inside of there, there is actually a little bit of a gap between here and this piece on this side. However, when we do look at this side over here, we do not see that same gap. Again, you can see that this piece is loose. However, this piece is not coming off at all. And you can see that this gap over here is non-existent. So this piece will end up being screwed in to the cabinets and be fixed and be a solid piece, and then you'll end up with no gap down here. However, you still will end up with a little bit of a gap over here. So it seems like the bottom drawer, what is actually going on is this little bend here is actually what is pushing this side down just a tad bit too far. So we may not need to order a new drawer box. I'll go ahead and still take the measurements for it. Again, this looks like it is hanging down by about a 1/16 of an inch, which is where that difference is. Now the drawers up here, it does seem like those doors may need to be ordered just in a little bit shorter height over there. Again, as you can see with these doors here, just to show you one more time, even at the highest portion of it, where we do have a very, very tight reveal. And in fact, I'm going to push this cabinet all the way up so we have no reveal at the top. And let me go ahead and hit pause here for a second so I can grab my tape measure and actually measure to see where we are when we're. All right, so we did end up measuring just this little overhang and pushing it up completely tight to this top door. The overhang is at least an 1/8 of an inch overhanging here. Again, it looks like it should be about a 1/4 of an inch if we have proper spacing from the top doors to the bottom doors. You can go ahead and check on the reveals themselves, but I believe that spacing should be an 1/8 of an inch, at least an 1/8 of an inch between the actual doors themselves. That is what we're seeing at most of these doors. And just for an example, I'll go ahead and look at these top doors here. and you can see the reveal on these top doors as well. Again, that should be had over here, but we are again with a 0-inch reveal over there. We are at least 1/8 of an inch over this right here. And that is the issue with the top door. So at the end of the day, we may end up ordering some new top doors for this cabinet here. We may or may not need to order a new drawer front for the bottom of the cabinet. Again, it does look like the bottom of the cabinet, the biggest issue is that it was bent when being installed right there. Also, one additional issue that I did notice while here is this oven door. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it is scraping, and did end up seeing that it is scraping right down here. I'm going to try and focus so that you do have that as well, right into here, and we're going to lock that focus in place. Oops. Right here, and hopefully this should work. If you open up the cabinet oven door, you can see the outer edge does start scraping right there at that point. And you could kind of see it all the way back there where it is actually scraping closer to this point right over here. And that is where this oven door does start scraping. So just a heads up in the future, this bottom trim piece down here, we'll go ahead and release this lock. This bottom trim piece down here does look like that was also bowed as well, which may also be causing part of the reason why we're having this issue here. Now, if you do have any questions, this is Cedric with Right Way Cabinets. My phone number is 847-651-7278 in case we do have any questions. Finally, one last thing I'm going to just point out. We did try and see the model number. Couldn't quite read it, but this is what looks like to be the model number here. Not sure if we can go ahead and pull that model number off just to make sure that we do have the right cutouts for this oven and compare them to what we had before. Again, this is Cedric with Right Way Cabinets, and my phone number 847-651-7278.